Hi, everybody. Pastor Joseph here on a humid Monday afternoon. Today's Spirit Lift is a summary of what I said on Sunday during my prayer sermon about the book of Psalms. And we are talking about different understandings of prayer, different understandings of approaching God in the book of Psalms. Sunday's focus was Psalm number 13. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for the Lord has been good to me. This psalm is one of many that scholars tell us is called a lament psalm or a complaint psalm. Very often we say to ourselves, we shouldn't complain when we pray to God. We've got so much to be thankful for. Strangely, the book of Psalms, the prayer book of the Bible, has more laments in it than any other type of psalm. 1/3 of the Psalms, I didn't count them, but according to historians and people who study this kind of thing, 1/3 of the book of Psalms is made up of laments. So evidently, there's something in our spiritual life that is permissible to complain, to lament, to go to God and say, something is wrong, and I need your help. But what I notice here in Psalm 13 is how the author, the anonymous author of the psalm, says, how long must I wrestle with my thoughts? This is in verse 2. And day after day have sorrow in my heart. How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? It's a good question. And what the book of Psalms does, what this particular verse does and says to me is, it's okay to dig deep. It's okay to ask, how long must I wrestle with my thoughts and have sorrow in my heart? What this verse says to me is that if we want to have a deeper relationship with God and a better understanding of ourselves, we've got to put our most profound troubles before the Lord. And even in prayer, we don't like to do that because we're embarrassed. We think we can hide our weaknesses from God. We're embarrassed because if other people found out, then that would ruin our reputation or make people think less of us, or we would feel guilt and shame about what we're acknowledging. For some people, their most profound, and this can change day to day, minute to minute. For some people, their most profound trouble, the thoughts that they have to wrestle with are thoughts of lust and addiction and greed and having more. For some people, the troublesome thoughts are boredom, passionlessness. You can see here how two people can suffer from things that are entirely opposite one from the other. But the point is that you get it out before God and look at it. You bring it out before prayer and examine it. And the example I used yesterday in my sermon was in terms of healing. In order to get to healing, you've got to have a wound. And everybody I know who prays says, of course I would like healing of my wounds. But think about it from the medical standpoint. You go to the doctor's office and you don't go and say, you know what, I've got this ache in my elbow, and I'll take one of everything on the shelf because I guarantee one of those will heal my aching elbow. That's not the way it works. Instead, the doctor will run some tests. They'll do some blood work. They will try and figure out what is the cause of making your elbow hurt. And only then will they prescribe something. Only then will they, have an idea of what the right course of treatment is. And too often we're like that ravenous medicine shopper. We go in to the prayer room with God and we say, I want healing. Give me something right now that will help soothe this wound in my heart. But we haven't really wrestled with the wound. We haven't really named it. We haven't really brought it out into the light. Now, I'm not saying you don't have to go around and start telling everybody your most awful secrets, but at least God knows them. Bare minimum. So why are we trying to hide? Why are we trying to put before ourselves a different attitude? The book of Psalms says, lay it out there before God, even when you don't feel like it, even when you feel like God has forgotten you, as the psalmist says, forever. Now, that's not where the psalm ends, but that's where this daily Spirit Lift ends. I'll talk to you more in the next Spirit Lift about the end of Psalm 13 and what happened there. All right. Love you all. Miss you all. Look forward to seeing you soon. Blessings, everybody. Bye.